Hello, everyone.
Hello.
This is Julia.
Hello. This is Loredana. I guess we're introducing ourselves.
We've just been getting a lot of questions asked about our cross-country road trip that we ended about a week ago. So we just thought that we should make a video and
answer all your lovely questions that you ask us.
So that way we don't get the same questions asked when we can just answer them all at once.
Yeah, because I've been answering like in DMs and answering them, but then I was like, I should just make something for the public and go into detail because it's really interesting. And we're young girls, we're like in our 20s and in college, and this is like a cool thing that we did. And to get inspiration for this video, I gave her a tattoo.
Yes.
I think we should show them.
Okay, we can like take a clip after.
Okay.
So you can just
okay. I'm gonna keep this in. I guess we should give like a rundown for people who don't like know about the trip. It was about that's like almost 20 days. From July 31st to like the 19th.
Right.
Morning-ish. Kind of roughly. So we were gone for about 20 days, and we started in our home, which is Atlanta, Georgia, and then we drove all the way to the West Coast. I'm gonna make more of a video probably in depth of where we went, like good stops along the way, how to find those potentially. Definitely. If y'all want. I've had people ask me like, where did you stop along the way, and stuff like that too. But we did like all the way to the West Coast, like Washington, all the way down to California, and then made our way back. So we did like a big loop kind of around the country.
So we're gonna go ahead and answer some of the questions that have been sent. So our first question is, how did you afford as a 20-something to stay places overnight and get passes to all the parks?
Well, going more into detail about the trip we did a camping road trip, and we used just camping websites, and like
to
hiking
stay in these
websites.
Places for free.
Yeah.
So we didn't have to pay for any of the campsites, which was a huge thing for us to spend as least money possible.
So we never
on
paid
food and like
right.
stays because we needed to have a budget set for gas. We wanted to. The gas was the most important. Just to get us from point A to point XYZ.
I was gonna say, not even B. It was like XYQW.
Literally all these places.
To get to all the points. So the most important part, like she said, the most important part of the trip for us was obviously like the getting there part, whereas like if we have to eat some granola bars, maybe like not eat like dinner one time or two.
Have sleep for dinner
some nights. Like that was like worth it, I guess. You don't have to do it like that though. I mean there really wasn't times when we wouldn't eat unless like we weren't like ever like starving, like actually. Were you starving?
At times.
Really?
I was hungry at times.
I mean, I minorly ate out of the garbage one time. Anyways.
But we just,
we never answered the question.
Oh. Well, so we did. No, we answered the first part.
What was it? This is hard.
How did we afford as a 20-something to stay places overnight?
Oh, we didn't afford it. It was free because we would like somehow like, which is really fun too, is like you meet like like-minded people that are either camping nearby or like have a camper and they like want to hang out with you, or Airbnb or whatever. So if you can make friends along the way.
We made a lot of friends, and they would either let us stay at like their Airbnb, or like if they were camping too, and they had like a camper or quote unquote an RV, like they would like let us stay
Dakota
in there. Shout out Dakota, shout out Tiffany.
Yeah.
Shout out my girl Elena, CJ.
Jonathan.
Shout out Joe, Nathaniel, and Chris
for saving our lives that one time.
These people know who they will be.
If you watch in your reel, oh my god, yeah. If you watch in your reel, you'll know.
Okay, so and then the second question, well, the part like B of that first question was, how did we afford to get passes to all the parks? Well, we splurged a little. And we bought an annual pass
which is so cool
for like all the national parks. It's $80, but split between both of us, it was $40. Right. So it really wasn't that much of a that was like probably one of the priciest things we like paid for
like
on
bought
that
like at least
trip.
together. Like
Yeah.
obviously gas overall costs more, but like at one time spending that much money, but it was so worth it because it lasts for a year, and for all the national parks,
Right.
which we ended up going to, I have to pull my journal out. I think maybe like 8
Okay.
or 9. It's not that big of a deal. I mean, I don't know where it is in there, honestly. I was like, I kept a journal the whole time, which is another tip I would say. Like I definitely like wrote in all the days and everything. But anyways, we went to, okay, it's right here. I went to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 national parks, which we can talk about in like another kind of video, like parks and like all that, whatever.
Right.
But I went to like 9 national parks, which the minimum that a park's gonna be, a national park, is like maybe $20, $25. I think Rocky Mountain National Park's like $25 to get in, but normally they're higher, like more like 40s. So you can do the math. Like that's really good investment is the park pass. And even though we split it, but we actually really do get part ownership of it because you can write 2 names on the back. So like if Laura wants to go somewhere like with someone else, not that she would, then she can take the pass, or like I can. You know, we don't have to be together to use it because both of our names are signed on the back. So like as long as one of us is in the car with whoever we're taking, then whatever. So anyways, that's how we did all the national parks, because they can get pricey, but you definitely need to invest in if you're wanting to go to at least like 3, then you need to like buy the pass, I would say.
Yeah.
3, not even on your whole trip, on the whole year, then at least like.
Yeah. No, I definitely think even if you want to go to 2, like it's just worth it to go to
2 within a year, which like if you're going on a road trip, you'll probably go to way more.
Right. Okay. So our second question is, I'm curious how safe you felt. Any measures you took to be prepared in case something unsafe happened?
Yeah.
This includes human attacks, animal attacks, bite from creatures, crime, etc.
Oh God.
I mean, I would say that if you are even like thinking about like doing this, or if you are doing it, you already are a person who's very aware of what's going on and how to be prepared for things, and like aware of your surroundings. And I mean, we both are pretty like smart with like safety,
like that we're living out of our car, so we look scary too, and
Right.
so like we're with the scaries almost.
Right.
Like they're people
you
like
need
we
to
look,
match the scaries.
you
so
need to
they
match the
can
scaries,
be
and they won't
scared off.
mess with you. Yeah, and you have to have weapons as well.
Right. So I have a taser, so I brought my taser. And yeah, she
Which
has
is actually really
pepper
important
spray
because
as
you can
well.
like even like animals with this, which I really wouldn't want to do, but like bears, cougars, like all that stuff. Pepper spray, like pocket knife,
And then,
which this is good for even cutting vegetables and things too.
Right.
But we would definitely sleep with these, like literally like pharaohs, like
Yeah,
with our
so-
weapons in our hands. But really,
the like knives and the tasers and the pepper spray like next to us while we were sleeping, or like
same for
we
the keys
knew
and all that.
we like knew at all times where everything was, just in case like anything did happen.
Right.
Um,
There definitely is like a risk, like
Right.
like doing a trip like this, but like if it's worth it to you, and you don't necessarily want to spend your money on apartments or whatever, or like Airbnbs and things like that, then like this risk is worth it. Like I was like, okay, I'm sleeping for free. Yeah, there's a risk, but like we're fine.
We're alive.
Normally, I mean, I feel like yes, bad things can happen, but like in situations like with I don't know, in our situations, we never really had bad situations where we felt uncomfortable, and if we
Right.
did, we would leave.
Yeah.
Like we got to this one camp spot in Colorado, and there was this man in his car by himself, and no one else was at the camp spot, and he was on his phone.
and there had been no service up the mountain for about like 45 minutes. So
It like felt like a weird. It just gave us a weird feeling. It was nighttime, and we were like, we can't.
yeah, so we
We have to
left
leave
that.
now, but so we ended up leaving, finding a new camp spot, and the night ended up being like way better anyway.
Right.
But things like that, like if you have a no feeling, you're like definitely right about it. And normally if you have a good feeling, like sometimes you almost have to trust people, you know, like to ask for help and things. Like you have to have that, like if you have a good
Yeah,
feeling about
you
it.
definitely, once you like travel a lot, you know, like you just know, and you get like your gut instinct. You just have to listen to yourself, and you have to like pick up on cues.
Right, like we were exhausted and we wanted to go to bed, but we saw the guy and we were like, we can't sleep
Right.
here. And for like animals, you just need to like have like bear spray and things. But bear spray's $40, and like man,
We
if a
didn't
bear
have
really gonna take me
$40.
out, like that's the end. Like I mean-
Honestly, you can just scream at the bear and it'll go away.
I mean, we both are pretty like smart with like safety.
And I mean, I feel like we like didn't I mean, we should have definitely had bear spray.
We should have, but we didn't, and we're fine.
Yeah.
Smart. With like safety.
We're fine, but I mean, like, I wouldn't recommend that. I would definitely recommend for whoever is doing this to get bear spray.
Yeah, there was definitely more times when we were worried more about animals than people, honestly. When we camped actually in Texas, there was like, we were reading reviews about this camp spot, and it was like, don't tent here, don't put your tent here.
Like in the reviews, it said that
we still slept there though.
Two like bobcats were fighting outside of like.
But they were like, they don't like water, so we're like, we don't have weapons. We just brought our gallon of water in the tent
because we were just gonna like throw that.
We're like, wow, if we really have to waste our precious water on this animal, I'm gonna be pissed. But we ended up being fine. The geese there were more harmful anyway. We're literally held hostage up here. But there wasn't many times that I felt in danger.
No.
There really wasn't. I can't really think of any. I mean, I don't know. There really wasn't.
I mean, it gets kind of creepy at night. Well, honestly, I don't know how like Julia felt, but I remember like when we were camping by ourselves, that's when it like creeped me. Whenever we had like neighbors, even just one or two like neighbors, I felt so much safer than like camping on our own. Just because like those people would probably help out if like there was was a situation.
Yeah.
Just like we would help out like other neighbors.
Well, I feel like you're more likely to be targeted if you are by yourself,
right.
Honestly. Like, I would definitely recommend coming with a partner. I really wanted to, like, originally, I was like, I just want to go on a road trip by myself. But I was like, not now, not in this world. Like, I would definitely bring a partner, at say the least, like, you know. But I definitely try to camp more in crowded areas, or not even crowded, but not crowded.
Right.
But, like, sometimes when it's too secluded and, like, in the woods, you're like, I don't know, it's a little creepy.
And then, honestly, I realized that, like, after the trip ended, I realized that we should have brought a first aid kit, but that was, like, the one thing we didn't bring.
Insert clips of you wrapping my foot.
Yeah, you'll see, like, what we're talking about. And we had to, like, ask park rangers for their first aid kits just so, like, I could wrap, like, Julia's foot because she got injured.
I'm, like, looking at it.
And so, like, we were constantly asking, you know, to use like first aid.
We should just have one. We had like some band-aids, but like I like sliced my foot when I was hiking in Sedona to a vortex, and like it like went between like a rock, like I like tripped and the rock like jutted between like my sandal and like my feet, and then so I like fell, but it like cut me really bad. And so it's just an awkward, because like in between where your toe bends, so it's just like an awkward place to like put a band-aid.
So we like ended up having to wrap like her whole foot, which looked like an injury that was way worse than it actually was.
Yeah, I like milked
So it was
that.
Actually really funny. But I definitely recommend.
Ended up being a funny memory, but definitely bring a first aid kit.
Yeah, you need to bring a first aid kit.
And totally, honestly, you should bring bear spray.
Yes. Okay.
But definitely some kind of weapon of some sort as well.
All right, the next question is, how do you plan everything and make sure you're prepared for that long and whatnot? Because it's daunting to start planning, but doesn't seem actually that hard.
For me, I would say, I don't know. I don't feel like it's daunting. I guess I could get it because it's just like maybe nerve-wracking. But for me, at least, I just always have places I want to go. And so the second I'm able, like I have time and I can go on a road trip, I'm like, okay, I want to go here. But it's like, oh, well, crap. Well, Colorado's on the way to this, and then Wyoming's on the way to this. So
it all just kind of lines up.
I always like plan like maybe like let's say you want to go to Oregon. So like type in Oregon in your phone, see how far away that is, what states that goes through, and if you can have time for detours on cool places. That's it. I mean, but we did from the very beginning was we planned the trip like a couple weeks in advance, like planned destinations.
We honestly planned that trip literally
Was it like
a couple days before we left.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Oh wait, you're kind of right.
And
we like had
only-
ideas, but
yeah.
like we really sat down and like only because if you don't have time, if you have a limited amount of time, like if you're just like I'm gonna leave and then whenever I feel like coming back, come back, then there's actually no reason why you should plan it. I mean, maybe plan places you want to see, but not like for time wise. We had to plan like because you didn't want to like be in California and then it's like oh crap, we have to be like. If we don't get to Sedona at this time of day or at this day, then we won't get home in time. So
Right.
that's the only reason why.
But I mean, honestly, even our like plan was very like rough.
Very loose, just ideas, and like if we were like, okay, we're having fun, let's stay.
Yeah.
Or and this isn't that.
So and like
this isn't that cool. Let's leave. I don't know.
And like that's a great thing about like a road trip is the fact that like you have the freedom
There's
to like
no
drive.
yeah. There's
wherever.
no commitments.
Right.
Besides the fact that you've already driven all the way there, so you can't really turn around, or you could, but like I feel like that just wouldn't be fun.
No,
you kind of have to ride it out to the end. I feel like, but if it's the right personality and you're with the right person, you won't want to turn around. I mean, you're not gonna want to come back.
Okay, so we also got asked another question about like weapons. So this person said, do you carry any weapons or anything? And what do you do for showerings, or do you stop in Airbnbs or anything from time to time? So we like answered the weapons question earlier,
Right.
but
We
the
got showering questions all the time. How are y'all showering? I bet y'all stink. No.
Okay, maybe.
Maybe we stink a little.
So the showering, we had friends. So
we have friends.
Yeah, we have friends like all over the country. So we showered in Seattle, then we showered in Portland,
And in creeks.
and so those are like the two. No, and then in Sedona, we showered in like 3 different cities.
Like actual shower, like
Right.
in a shower. But we didn't
Like
pay
the
for them,
other-
they were just friends. But you can stay at truck stops, like I think it's Pilots.
And
you
Love's
can pay
Station,
for
yeah.
showers there. We didn't because like we
didn't
had
need
water
to.
jugs that we could like I always bring like on my road trips, camping trips, any kind of trip like that, like a couple, maybe 3 just like 2-gallon water jugs. And you refill it with so you can shower with it, and if you need to drink, obviously water bottles too. But and that's what I would always like maybe get a washcloth, a little bit of soap in the morning, and rinse off
Dry
that way
shampoo
too.
is your best friend.
Mhm.
Dry shampoo is your best friend on
She
dry
is.
shampoo and deodorant and lotion.
Yeah,
Those
lotion
are your
too.
3 best friends on a road trip like this. And we would also, whenever we would find bodies of water, we would like kind of like jump in there and like rinse our bodies off.
If we had soap,
If we had soap
maybe
and-
scrub up a dub a little
Right.
bit. But and also you can only use like natural soap. So if you're doing that,
Right.
make sure they don't have paraben sulfates, that kind of thing,
Right.
because you want to make sure you're not ruining ecosystems.
and
We had
polluting the water. So
Yeah.
I had this shampoo that's like made out of just essential oils. So it's definitely not harmful for the environment or your hair, or your scalp.
So we would we have washed up in some creeks, getting undressed or whatever. You could just, have a bathing suit on, and it's like it's just a part of the swim,
Right.
Sometimes it's a little chilly, but if you want to shower, you'll figure it out. But the biggest thing, I would say the easiest, like most convenient, is just having the water jugs, because you're constantly filling them up on your stops along the way to wherever you're going. Like you always have the water filled all the time. You can't like really let it get low. And then just like I would like get some soap on a washcloth, like wash up a little bit at our camp spot in the morning if I felt like I needed to. But so that's like the, I guess, foolproof way, like you're gonna have something if it's in your car,
Last question is, how many miles do you have on your car?
Oh, so it's my Bug. It's a 2014 Bug that I bought used. She has like 60,000 miles on it. On the trip though, I put like 6,500 miles on it. I like had looked. It's about that much, which isn't too bad. I mean, it's not for me. It's worth it to me. That's why I have a car,
Right.
so I can go places.
A car is made to be used.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's it.
Those are all the questions?
Yes.
Oh wow. Okay. Wow. Really? I'm trying to think. Was there any that like anyone that had like asked you, or like a question that you think would be like that maybe someone didn't say? I was also gonna say, we're not in the car the whole time. I've had people be like, why go on a road trip, you're in the car the whole time? I'm like, what? That doesn't make sense to me.
I mean, you're just in the car to get to the other
like
place.
Being more negative about it, I guess. Yeah, it's just from I mean, but an 8-hour drive though is not long. After a road trip, an 8-hour drive is not long. You make that in a day though. Sometimes. I mean, sometimes not. But because once you get to, like, depending on where you are, what country or what state or whatever, once you get, in my opinion, to the West Coast, all the stuff that we wanted to do was around there. So, you know, you just get up, you get up with the sun and you go to sleep with the sun.
And, like, the drives are, like, pretty scenic. Like,
it's fun. It's like you're driving through a national park the whole time, and, like, you're playing music. And, that was another thing. Someone had asked how much we had saved up. To put it in perspective, we were on the road for 20 days. We bought a bunch of food at Costco. We got gas for the cheapest prices possible using Gas Buddy. And we stayed for free at campsites.
Right.
And we each brought about, let's say, like $500 to $700. So that's how we spent though, because we also bought a couple souvenirs. We went thrifting in a lot of states. We bought some art, but we really didn't spend that much money. I mean, most of the money was on food and gas for sure.
Right. Definitely gas. That's
gas
like
is the big chunk of it.
Most expensive thing, but like I mean, we split it. You know, every tank of gas we would like split it.
Yeah, we would just split everything, food and all that. And yeah, so it's really up to you though. If you're staying at Airbnb every night, it's gonna definitely be more, which is fine for you. It's like it's one of those things where I don't know. You either have to hustle and like travel for really cheap, or you can, you know, go less places for less time for more money. It's up to you.
But I think that's your question.
I think that's it. I think that was the main things people were concerned about. If there's anything else, like, please ask.
We will gladly make another video.
Yeah, we still have some. I have some plans
your
to make some more.
nice questions.
I know. I'm so excited.
Your wonderful questions.
We're so happy to see that people like are curious about what we're doing. I guess it's so straight. I'm over this. I'm over her. We have tons of stories from the trip too, so if y'all want to hear them, just let me know. I can't really know what people are interested in unless you say. So I want to make sure I'm doing something right. So just keep me updated.
All right. Well, thanks for watching.
Thanks for caring about our lives.
If you have any more questions, just ask, and we would gladly make another video and answer. Let us know if you want that story time video. Yeah.
Wow, she's so good at this.
All right,
My channel. She's doing great. Well, okay, that's it. Peace.